But like I was saying, I know WWE's out of touch, just like with, just like Mike said, but you have to understand why they're out of touch. Despite the fact that fans wanted, like Mike said, fans want to cheer this guy. They want to cheer CM Punk, despite the fact he's supposed to be a heel. And he does heelish things, they still want to cheer him. Despite the fact that they want to cheer a guy like Dolph Ziggler. Despite the fact they want to cheer the Shield, WWE just will not acknowledge that. They just will not acknowledge that. I mean, heck, they'll even go as far as, even though with a hot crowd, smart mark crowd, maybe one too many crowd, if you will, this past Monday, they'll even cheer someone like Swagger or Zeb Coulter because they want something different. They want something different. I mean, heck, they'll cheer JBL like they did, and Michael Cole like they did, because they want something different. They'd rather cheer anybody else, even if it's someone they despise. It's just because, just to send the message of, hey, we do not want to deal with this bullcrap anymore. They'll even do the fucking wave, the fucking wave, because they want to send the message, we're sick and tired of this crap that we're seeing. We're sick and tired of the crap you're shoving down our throats. So yes, it does show that WWE's out of touch. And yes, I'm sure Vince McMahon's like, hey, I understand, behind the scenes, probably like, hey, I understand there's a smart mark crowd, it's a die-hard wrestling crowd, so they're going to do what they want. It's okay, it's fine. Next week, we'll be completely fine. Well, you better pray and hope you're completely fine tonight, because if you're not, I feel sorry for you guys. But like I was saying, no matter how much you say or do, it's not going to happen. Nothing's going to change. I mean, here's the thing. WWE's got all these product endorsements. They got all these advertising partnerships. They got all these partnerships with all these different organizations. Like Make-A-Wish, Be a Star, the Special Olympics. You think, honestly, they're going to risk all that? And with the fact that they got a freaking Scooby-Doo movie coming out called Legends of WrestleMania to coincide with the 30th anniversary. You think they're going to risk all that just so they can go back to 14? Just so they can turn John Cena heel? Just so they can give CM Punk a reason to be cheered again? You think they're going to risk all that? Just for those opportunities? No, they're not. And with the fact that they've come out and said they want to target the moms and the children even more so than ever, no, it's not going to happen. Not for a long time. Not unless somebody comes in as the new person in charge of, whoever's in charge of what you see on television, like the writers or the directors or producers or whatever. Whoever comes in and takes over that role and says, look, I understand you guys got this going on. I understand you guys got this going on. But what you have to understand, what you have to understand is what you want is not what your fan base wants. And what your fan base wants is bad, is 14 stuff. They want stuff that's beyond PG. They want the TV-14. They want boobs. They want people saying ass and fuck and shit and all that crap. They want that stuff on the Attitude and Ruthless Aggression eras. That's what they want, and if you give them that, they will be happy with you. That is basically what. That's basically one of the only ways that would happen. But again, even if that was to happen, even if someone was to come in and say, yeah, you give them all that with a TV-14 MA rating, and they'll be all over you guys in a positive way. Hey, and be like, yeah, I understand, you got all this product placement and partnerships, and that's good and everything, but sometimes you need to take a risk. And if going in this direction is that risk, then so be it. And you know, that would be perfectly fine. Fine, right? You would think, okay, if someone like that was to come in and take over, that would be perfectly fine. At least they finally get the message on the inside across to the WWE and say, hey, look, this is what the fans want. But then again, even if that was to happen, there's a slight chance that whoever would take over that role would be told, yeah, we appreciate those ideas, we get that, and we understand that, we know that. But unfortunately, what you're trying to say isn't going to work in today's standards, in today's world. You know, it may have worked back throughout the late 90s into the, you know, mid to late 2000s, you know, but it ain't gonna work here. It ain't gonna happen here. So we can't, unfortunately, do that anymore. Because here's the thing. Here's what would happen if WWE was to take that risk. Here's what they're afraid would happen if they would get in touch with the fan base instead of being out of touch like Mike and a lot of other people are saying. Here's what they're afraid is going to happen. They take that risk and start being in touch with the fan base. They're afraid that all the product endorsements, all the advertising revenue, all the partnerships like with Make-A-Wish, Be a Star, Special Olympics and all that, they're afraid all of that's going to go out the window. The partnership with Vortex CW for Saturday Morning Slams going to go out the window because basically they're afraid this is what they're all going to do. They're going to be like, oh, well, we thought you guys were a family-friendly product. What we're seeing lately isn't family-friendly, so you know what? We're pulling away our partnerships from you. We're pulling away all the money we're helping you guys with. So we're out of here. Goodbye. Be on your own. And you think WWE wants to risk that? No, they don't. You think they want to risk people, actors and actresses like a Halle Berry and Colin Farrell and whoever else they can get? You think they want to risk them by saying, hey, we don't want to be associated with you guys because you're not the kind of family-friendly product we were hoping for. Bye. You think they want to lose all those opportunities? No. They want to keep them. So despite the fact that we want them to be desperately in touch with the product, it's not going to happen because they're not going to be in touch and they don't want to be in touch. They basically are saying, I mean, I'm pretty sure they're trying to acknowledge, yeah, we understand what you guys want, but what you have to understand is despite what you want, it's not going to work in today's standards. You know, the reason TNA, now look, the reason TNA can get away with what they're doing is they're on cable television, they're on the Spike Network, which essentially is the network for men, supposedly, but they're on Spike Network, like I said, supposedly the network for men, you know, so they can get away with just about anything. That's why some of the wrestlers, some of the male and female wrestlers go to the company. Because it's a little bit more freelance at times, and they got a lot more freedom. You know, they don't have to be restricted. They don't have to be restricted by the PG limits. They don't have to be. So that's why they do it, and that's why, and also the reason TNA can get away with what they're doing mostly is because they don't rely that much on product placement. They don't rely on being associated with all these different organizations. Okay? The only people they're associated with is like direct auto insurance. And that's it. So they don't rely much on it. And Spike TV is mostly a network, a cable network, that relies more on what you give them, relies more on the TV 14 ratings shows than they do anything else. That's why TNA is able to get away with the stuff that they do. Anyway, the point is, you know, despite the fact that WWE is not in touch with the fans, you know, is a problem. And I'm sure they know that, And I'm sure they would come, and I'm sure if they had the, if they wanted to, they would come out on camera or in person and say, look, we understand what you guys want. But what you have to understand is in today's standards, that can't happen. That cannot happen in today's standards. And with everything that we're associated with and all, we cannot risk that chance right now. And I'm pretty sure they say until there's a time where we don't have to worry about that again, only then will we go back to what you people want. Give you guys, go back to that time when you guys when we got to do just about anything without worrying about risk. So you have to understand that. And then of course when you couple that with the fact that your executive producer, if you will, and her husband, the heir to the throne as people call him, are running the show behind the scenes along with Vince McMahon, and the fact that both the heir to the throne and the executive producer, if you will, are now parents, and have basically acknowledged that what they used to do on television they would not want their kids to see today, it's an entirely different story. So anyway, and despite the fact that, but then you couple that with the fact that, you have Triple H saying he wants to make storylines more realistic at times, it makes you wonder. But again, the point is, no matter how in touch we want them to be, it's not going to happen. No matter how much we tell them, hey, we want to cheer CM Punk. We want to cheer CM Punk. Or we want to cheer The Shield. Or we want to cheer Fandago. We want to cheer Ziggler. Despite the fact that we want that, the fan base wants that. Despite the fact that, we want to, we come out and say, we want to have a reason to boo Cena. We don't want to have to boo him because if it's just who he is. We want a reason to boo Orton. We want a reason to boo Sheamus. No. It's not just, no, it's not just because, it's not just that. It's the fact that no matter how much we tell them we want all that, it's not going to happen because of the fact that right now it's a different era and time frame that we're in. It's a different era and time frame that we're in. I mean, hell, you want a good example? I'll give you a freaking good example. You want a freaking good example? I'll give you a good example. Let me check my time here. If you want a good example, I'll give you one. Right now in the Sonic comics, the character of Sally Acorn is supposedly going to get a new redesign at the end of her arc, this fall, going into this fall this year. She's supposed to get a new redesign. And it's supposed to be, she's supposed to have like black shorts, white trimming, boots similar to another one, her vest closed, black top under it, gloves and everything. And you want an example as to what era we're in now? Basically, from what many fans are looking at, this is all due to the fact that parental motherly groups, or whatever, are looking at things like Sally being naked, supposedly, or other characters in other comics that got less clothing on, and they feel, hey, you want our support, you will put these characters in more full clothing. And that's what they did. That's a prime example right there. That's how some fans look at it. Despite the fact some fans are like, oh, it's not really that way. Some fans are like, yes, it is. So you want a good example, there you go, of the era that we're in, and why the WWE, despite the fact that we want them to be in touch with us, and I'm pretty sure, or they're trying to be, is not doing so. It's not doing so, and why they're so out of touch. So that's just a prime example. But anyway, that's my own little triple threat. Sorry it was in 2 parts. Comment below. Let me know what you guys think. OTR Essential. Let me know what you guys think. And I'll talk to you all later.